day everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to add join signs to connect to other servers inside your Spigot or Bukkit plugin. First of all, let's create a new class inside our project. I'm going to call it Join Sign Manager. Next we need to implement the listener as well as the plugin message listener. After that I'm going to add the unimplemented methods by hovering over the class's name and clicking on this option. After that, the following lists are required. A string list for the server's name, a list of signs for the in-game sign objects, and a list for the max players. After that I'm going to define a permission which is required to create a join sign, and a Java plugin variable is required. Then I'm going to create a public join sign manager method as an initiator function. As the argument, a Java plugin is required. In this method I'm going to define our plugin variable using the argument given in our created method. Then we are going to use this variable to register an outgoing plugin channel using plugin.getServer.getMessenger.register outgoing plugin channel. As the argument, a plugin and a channel is required. The channel is going to be Bungee code. Now we need to do the same but register an incoming plugin channel. The first two arguments will be the same, but the plugin message listener is going to be our class, so we can just enter this. After that I'm going to schedule a sync repeating task. This is to request the current players on a specific server from Bungee code. As plugin, our plugin variable will be given. As a runnable, we are going to create a new runnable. The last two arguments define the period in which this runnable is executed and the initial delay. I'm going to use 50 ticks for both, which is about 2 to 3 seconds. Inside our runnable, we will do the following. For each server inside our signed server's server, we will send a request to Bungee code for the current player count. Next, inside our onPluginMessageReceived function, we are going to check if the channel is Bungee code. If not, return this function. Then we are going to read the subchannel Bungee code has sent. If the subchannel is player count, we are going to read the server as well as the current player count. Now if signed server's server contains the return server, we are going to update the assigned sign and show the current player count. After that, we are going to create a method with the addEventHandler annotation and a sign change event as the argument. In this method I'm going to check if the player has the required permissions we have defined earlier. Then I'm going to check if the first line equals open square bracket join sign close square bracket. If so, the server is going to be on the second line and the max player count on the third line. Then we're going to update the sign to make it look a bit nicer. And we're going to add the server, the sign and the max player count to our designated lists. Alright, last but not least, the player interact event. First I'm going to check if we have clicked on a block, otherwise return this function. Then I'm going to check if we have clicked on a sign. If so, we are going to create a sign variable from the block state. Then we are going to get the server using the lists we have created before. This obviously only if our lists contain the clicked sign. Then a message is sent to the player to tell him that he is being connected to a server. Then we are going to connect the player to the server. And finally, we are going to register our join sign manager as a listener in our main class using Bukkit.getPluginManager.register events. The join sign manager needs a Java plugin as an argument, which in our case is going to be this. That's it, let's export this plugin and reload the server. Now if I place a sign and enter in the first line, open square bracket, join sign, close square bracket, in the second line the server we want to connect to, and in the third line the max player count, and the fourth line can be decorated with anything, and click on done, the sign will be formatted. The sign will update the player count about every 50 ticks. That is pretty much it. The code is going to be available on my website. A link will be in the description. If you have an idea for a plugin I could make, please let me know. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you would like to see more videos of this kind, you can subscribe by clicking the channel icon in the video end card. Again, thanks for watching, stay healthy, and goodbye.